Welcome, Fade to Black breaking news for this Thursday, February 2nd, 2023. I'm Jimmy Church. This is all of the news that you need. On this day in history, 2003, Groundhog Day, featuring a rodent meteorologist, is celebrated for the first time at Gobbler's Knob in Puxatawney, Pennsylvania. Here's your Fader fact. The word disaster means bad star in ancient Greek. Ancient Greeks used astrology to predict things. We know that. So by seeing a bad star, it would mean bad stuff was coming. There's your Fader fact. Breaking news. Puxatawney Phil, furry soothsayer Puxatawney Phil delivered some bad news earlier today. 6 more weeks of winter. The cold prediction came after Phil saw his shadow during the annual Groundhog Day ceremony at Gobbler's Knob in western Pennsylvania. Now, as I read this breaking news to you, you know you're thinking about Bill Murray. That's all you can do, right? Okay. Phil's inner circle, a group of top-hatted dignitaries responsible for planning the annual event and caring for Phil himself, summoned him from his tree stump to make the prediction. And it all happened shortly after 7:20 a.m. Eastern Time this morning, with newly elected Governor Josh Shapiro in attendance. So there you go. 6 more weeks of winter. A new time-lapse video, and it is incredible. I'll tell you how to see it in just a second. A new time-lapse video from Northwestern University shows 4 exoplanets. That's right, 4. Located outside of our solar system, orbiting their star for 12 years. The exoplanets are located about 133 light years from Earth in the Pegasus constellation, and they are 7 to 10 times more massive than Jupiter. More on Jupiter in just a bit. They orbit a star named HR 8799, which is about 1.5 times more massive than our sun and approximately 5 times brighter. You can watch the amazing video right now at news.northwestern.edu. It's right there on their homepage. It's an incredible video. It took 12 years to make, by the way. Back to Jupiter. Jupiter, the biggest planet in our solar system, now has the largest family of moons. Since December 20th, the Minor Planet Center, MPC, has published orbits for 12 previously unreported moons of Jupiter. More publications are expected, says Scott Shepard of the Carnegie Institute for Science, who recently submitted observations of the Jovian system taken between 2021 and 2022. The discoveries bring the list of Jovian moons to 92, a hefty 15% increase from the previous tally of 80. We can expect more reports from Shepard and others because they are continuing to hunt for new moons in the outer solar system. 92. He thought 80 was big. When I go out with my telescope and I look at Jupiter, I can see 5 or 6 moons bright, right? The ellipse orbiting. It's crazy. It's like a little mini solar system. And there it is. All right. The scan of a skull of a 319 million year old fossilized fish has led to the discovery of the oldest example of a well-preserved vertebrate brain. The fossil of the skull belonging to the extinct Cachycephalus wildi, that is Cachycephalus wildi, was found in a coal mine in England more than a century ago, according to researchers of the study published in the Journal of Nature yesterday. The fossil is the only known specimen of the fish species, so scientists from the University of Michigan in the United States and the University of Birmingham in the United Kingdom use CT scanning to look inside its skull and examine its internal body structure. Then it happened. Unlike hard bones and teeth, Scientists rarely find brain tissue, which is soft, of course, and it's very rare to find it preserved in vertebrate fossils. However, the study noted that the sea wildie's brain was exceptionally well preserved. While there are invertebrate brains up to 500 million years old that have been found, they're all flat. This is a brain, and it's absolutely incredible. China, only the third country to put a man in space after the Soviet Union and the United States, is to build ground stations on Antarctica to back its network of ocean monitoring satellites, their state media announced today. China's global network of ground station is to support a growing number of satellites and outer space ambitions that has drawn concern from some nations that it could be used for espionage. China Aerospace Science and Technology Group Company is to build 4 ground stations at the Zhongshan Research Base, one of 2 permanent Chinese research stations on Antarctica, after winning their $6.53 million bid. Rolls-Royce. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, right? Rolls-Royce, the car. Fair enough. Well, now Rolls-Royce has signed an innovative contract with the UK Space Agency for a study into the future of nuclear power options for space exploration. This first contract between both organizations will define and shape nuclear power solutions required in space in the decades to come. Rolls-Royce, interestingly, though, is the only company in the world with a singular focus on creating mechanical, electrical, and nuclear power solutions that will be essential in tracking the challenges of the future. Space is a growing sector in which Rolls-Royce believes power, propulsion, and thermal management will play a significant role. You think? Here comes Rolls-Royce. All right. Yeah, everybody's talking about it. Dangerous wind chills as cold as 50 degrees below zero are now set to blast the Northeast over the next 36 hours. The mind-numbing wind chills set to pummel New England could be the coldest felt in decades, all of this according to the Weather Prediction Center. The alerts cover all of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. They also include northern New Jersey, northeast Pennsylvania, and much of New York State outside of New York City and Long Island. Temperatures across most of the Northeast are expected to rise by Sunday afternoon. But farther south, cities paralyzed by a deadly ice storm this week got a final encore of nasty weather before the weekend warm-up. Today, temperatures finally crept above freezing in parts of Texas that were covered in ice. There you go. That's all of your Faded Black breaking news that you need for Thursday, February 2nd, 2023. Breaking news is produced by Renee Newman. I'm Jimmy Church, and I've just got to say, go back, Lee Tappy.